Hello everyone, and welcome to another Company Heroes 2 replay cast. My name is ATR, and today we're going to have a 1v1 on Pripyat Winter Battlefield. It's been a while actually since we've seen this map, and well, should be interesting. This is a game on the latest patch that just got released on the 9th, and I am taking this recording on the 10th, even though it'll probably come out in a couple days after that. But anyways, our heroes today are going to be Sturmtigerarnab, playing for the Soviets, and we have American Eagle, playing for the Germans. Now, before we head into what's going on in the game, I have to apologize beforehand. I am a little bit under the weather. I am currently sick, so if I start sneezing uncontrollably, well, sorry for that. And second, if it just turns out to be a horrible replay because of that, I may just decide to stop casting until I get better, and we might have some days without casts after this one, but hopefully I'll get better by the time this one comes out. So anyways, back to the game. So Sturmtigerarnab, we'll just call him Arnab from now on, he did a very interesting strategy. He built tier 2 right off the bat and is getting himself a Maxim machine gun. He also built a conscript in the meantime, since, you know, you can build conscripts off the bat, so no problem there. But yeah, quite interesting. Engineers built this immediately, and then they head out. We can see here the conscripts just moving over to the north, probably gonna try to secure the fuel point with those combat engineers as well. And at the same time, we see that American Eagle already selected his doctrine, which is the mechanized assault doctrine, the brand new doctrine with the assault grenadiers, which he now currently has 2 of them. Assault Grenadiers changed in the recent patch. They now cost 320 manpower. When they were originally introduced, they cost 280 manpower and were, well, spammed a lot early game. And they essentially nerfed them out of the game pretty much by changing the cost to 200 manpower and 50 fuel. I mean, not fuel, munitions, which was very strange for a call-in to have munitions when it's a unit. But, well, regardless, that's what happened, and they weren't used as much. They rebalanced it a little bit and now removed the munitions cost from them and made it so that they cost 320 manpower. So that is 40 fuel more than they cost originally. So it is going to be a little bit taxing in the early games. You're not going to be able to get as many of them as you normally would. Because, well, yeah, I mean, 40 manpower for one, squad isn't that big of a deal. But when you start, calling more and more squads, it starts to add up. I mean, right there you can see that it's 120 extra manpower that American Eagle has had to spend just to get these 3 out. So anyways, we see an engagement up north by the munitions points, conscripts, and assault grenadiers. The assault grenadiers actually stayed off range a little bit and allowed the conscripts to capture this point. The point is going to get decapped probably because now there's 2 assault grenadier squads chasing that lonely conscript squad down to 2 on the retreat. Very lucky to be alive, but well, SMGs are good close range, not that great long range. Right hand side, we do have the Maxim machine gun now hitting the field for Arnab, and it is engaging a assault grenadier as well on the right hand side. Maxim machine gun having a very difficult time about it because, well, it's having to turn around, set up, turn around again, set up, and, well, the assault grenadiers is just simply dancing around it, getting behind its line of not line of sight, but, arc of fire, and, well, just ripping it to shreds. And there it goes on the retreat. And the assault grenadiers are now going to proceed to capture more territory. So we can see right now the impact that both decisions have had on the map. American Eagle going for the early assault grenadiers have allowed him to capture more than half the map. And Sturmtigerarnab, which I said which is going to call Arnab, but I still said the full name, suffered a lot as far as map position or map control, because he built his tier 2 immediately and didn't have any units on the field capping. But we'll see how it turns out later on in the game. Right now he is in a little bit of a tight spot. He doesn't have the fuel. American Eagle has both fuels in his possession, so that's going to be hard. But he is now up to 3 Maxims, and the Maxims are actually going to do a pretty good job against these assault grenadiers as long as they are, well positioned. Because, well, those SMGs aren't really going to do much of any damage to the Maxim machine gun at range. It has to close the distance before it can actually start doing some damage. We can see one assault grenadier did get pinned here on the ice, but a bunker did go down for American Eagle, which got upgraded with an MG42, and it is now opening up on that Maxim machine gun. Down to 2 men on the retreat, trying to get out of there, but very low in health. Can it actually make it out? Wow. Barely makes it out alive with 1 man and pushing his chopping card back to base. Quite lucky there. Center of the map, another Maxim machine gun just going around capping. It's got the point over here. Up north we have combat engineers that are getting rushed by 2 assault grenadiers. They are going to die pretty fast if they don't retreat right now. They have to retreat. Retreat, there they go. Retreat, down to 2 men, probably down to 1 before they get out of range. No, very lucky. He's going to take a little bit of a shot there from the MG42 bunker. No, actually, still out of range. Okay, so lucky there. And now we see that American Eagle has transitioned to Tier 2 and is getting himself a half-track. That is going to be quite painful because, well, as we know, half-tracks reinforce on the field, and those assault grenadiers can stay on the field so long. Longer than grenadiers normally would because, well, they're 5 men instead of 4. Down south in the fuel point, we see the conscripts for Arnab capturing that fuel point, just essentially denying it for a little while to American Eagle. But they are now getting surrounded by a assault grenadier squad, and they are putting the hurt on that conscript squad. They do manage to actually kill one of those assault grenadiers, but now they are going to start falling like flies. Down to 3 men, has to retreat. Down to 2, probably down to 1 on the full retreat. Ooh, down to 1. Oh, very nearly makes it out alive. Very lucky conscript squad right there. And the Maxim machine gun for Arnab sets up in this point and is opening up on the assault grenadiers. Does manage to suppress them, kill 1 more, I believe, but they crawl out of range of the Maxim machine gun and are not proceeding to capture that fuel point. Center of the map, we see the half-track getting upgraded with flamethrowers, especially because Arnab has not needed to spend any munitions pretty much, because, well, can't really spend much munitions on assault grenadiers. Yeah, you could throw nades, but he hasn't needed to throw nades at this point. Half-track coming up to this munitions point, forcing away that Maxim machine gun. Do we actually see a medics? No, we haven't actually gotten medics for Arnab. He is suffering a little bit there in that front because you can tell like this squad is 6 men but already have health. So they're not going to last as long. So might be a good idea later on, but he does have other things to worry about, including getting those 18-8s, which he is queuing up after a second conscript squad. So yeah, he wants to have more chances of getting those nades. Maxim machine guns just moving around, being used to cap quite nicely actually. They will be able to stand against Pioneers quite easily. And the Pioneers retreat immediately once they see that Maxim machine gun, so not bad. Blizzard taking its toll on the German forces, allowing the Soviets to move up. Generally speaking, most people have to, well, yeah, they have the impression, or at least most people feel that Soviets actually have a easier time in storms than Germans do. But, well, that's arguable, but I guess it's possible they might. So, combat engineers are going to run into a very nasty surprise down here in the form of an assault grenadier squad. Down goes one of them as soon as you see them. Second one is going to go down on the retreat. Is he? No, actually, it looks like he's going to be able to make it out alive. They are pretty far away, and the shots now just fly wide. Okay. Flamethrower half-track. Ooh, look at that damage on that Maxim machine gun. 3 guys cooked instantly. Second Maxim machine gun does turn around to do some damage to that half-track, but down to 1 man on the other, and this one is also getting burned alive. 18-8 does go down by something. That wasn't an 18-8, was it? What was it? Okay, well, something did damage to the engine. It might have been the AT gun over here, but I'm not entirely sure. Conscripts coming up, throwing an 18-8 on that half-track, and actually managed to kill it off. It's currently out of control, doing still some damage to the conscripts with the flamethrower, but it is going to go down. Maxim machine gun did get taken out by that half-track, but it is on Arnab's side of the field, so he should be essentially fine. Assault Grenadiers were chasing the AT gun, trying to kill it off, and it looks like... No, they didn't. They did do some damage, but the Maxim machine gun did move into position and force them off the field. Very nice. Now, the reason why this is working, just in case anybody wanted to know, is because assault grenadiers don't have rifle nades. They have their own version of nades, which is, I forget what they're called, 25 or 52 or something like that. I forget, sorry. But they have much less range than a rifle nade. Rifle nades actually have pretty nice range and would help out in taking out those Maxim machine guns, but the assault grenadiers would have to rush them to do damage with their guns. You know, they can't stay at range and get in heavy cover and do damage, and they can't lob a rifle nade while doing that either, so that is the disadvantage of getting assault grenadiers. So we'll see how that pans out. American Eagle getting himself tier 3. We'll see what he produces from that. One would assume that he is going to get a Panzer IV. I mean, that's usually what people go for. But no, he's actually getting a Flak Panzer. Wow, interesting. Not a bad choice, especially since he knows that there is currently no armor on the field for Arnab. Arnab is still at tier 2 and hasn't actually produced anything other than an AT gun that can counter it, but Flak Panzer is actually quite efficient at clearing out AT guns. It is very capable of flanking it and decrewing it very fast. So Arnab taking this chance to capture territory and move across the river on all 3 fronts. We have conscripts over here on the left-hand side. Combat engineers in the center, laying down some mines, very nice. And we have a Maxim machine gun just going, probably going to go for the fuel. He's going to go for the fuel, going to try to deny that for Arnab. Conscripts over here on the north are getting rushed by 2 assault grenadiers. They are going to have to retreat immediately. They might be able to Ura, I mean potentially, if they were sufficiently far away. Hitting Ura and running away is an okay, method of avoiding assault grenadiers, but they were already too close for that, and they did slaughter 4 of those men. And they did manage to retreat at 2, but a lot of losses there. Arnab also has selected his doctrine, and that is the shock rifle frontline tactics, getting himself a shock troop. Shock troops are going straight on against a assault grenadier, supported by a Maxim machine gun. Very nice move there by Arnab, forcing off one of those assault grenadiers. Second squad is a little bit to the north, taking that fuel point, so it's probably going to get chased down by one of these squads. We can only assume that the Maxim machine gun will stay here. No, it's actually also going to go north. Now we hear the Flak Panzer going to town on something. Maxim machine gun getting dislodged from this fuel point and down to 2 men on the retreat. So very lucky still to be alive to that Flak Panzer. Flak Panzer could have actually, in theory, chased it down and cleared it off, but he decided not to risk it and do that, which was a smart idea considering that the AT gun was following up on that side of the map. Engagement up north, we have the assault grenadiers getting harassed by shock troops and a Maxim machine gun, taking a lot of damage, down to 2 men on the retreat. They are going to have to run through those SMGs and the Maxim machine gun. Can he actually make it out alive? Nope. So down goes 1 assault grenadier squad. So we still have 3 on the field for our American Eagle. So he had built 4. Flak Panzer trying to push over here on the right-hand side. Does take an 18-8 to the face by those conscripts. The AT gun is moving up to try to shoot at it, but it's a little bit too close to it. It does get a shot off, but it's going to take some damage as far as its men. There goes 2 guys down in one of those shots. Down to 2, the other guy needs to run up and, well, manages to get 1 last shot off, but now it's going to get decreased. So yeah, as you can see, if you haven't seen it before, Flak Panzer's pretty excellent at clearing off AT guns. Also, one thing to note is that AT guns did get buffed in the recent patch. They are more accurate, and they should be quite nicer to use. Maxim machine gun did get cleared out over here on the right-hand side by American Eagle. The Flak Panzer is going to get repaired by those pioneers. So Arnab in a little bit of a tight spot. He is going to build another AT gun to replace the one that he just lost. And the one he lost is actually getting recruited by assault grenadiers. Last man is running back home, and yeah, that's actually gonna make it quite more difficult. Maxim machine gun set up in a nice spot, but the assault grenadiers, oh, they throw their assault nades. I forget what they're called, but that's what I wanted to call them. Not a lot of damage, not very impressive. Did anybody even die from that? Yeah, it looked like one guy might have died. Two conscript squads over here facing off against that assault grenadier, doing the correct thing. They are in actual light cover because of these brushes, and they are at range, which means they are doing way more damage than the assault grenadiers can. Look at that, down to 2 men on the assault grenadier. He's gonna have to force him off of the field, and there it goes. So yeah, I mean, conscripts against assault grenadiers, you need a distance. Distance is your friend there, and very nice usage there. Another Maxim machine gun moving up on the left-hand side for Arnab, going to try to intercept these assault grenadiers that are capturing his munitions. But this other second assault grenadier squad might actually catch the Maxim out in the open. It does set up and opens up on the assault grenadiers, but they actually run out of its range. Well, arc of fire, that is. Resets up, changes the arc, and opens up on those assault grenadiers. Assault grenadiers are now suppressed. They're probably going to get pinned down. One of them goes down to the Maxim machine gun, but the second squad is now moving on the other side of its arch. Actually, one man is inside its arc of fire, but there goes the grenades. Assault grenades, we'll call them for now. And it covers a lot of area, you know, trying to do a lot of damage, but the individual grenades don't do much. Shock troops getting harassed by the Flak Panzer, forced off the field. Flak Panzer now at Vet 1, and currently has 20 kills, 20 infantry kills. That's a lot of kills. Right-hand side, a strong push by the two conscript squads, actually catching those pioneers laying down a mine. Pioneers are not letting off and still laying down the mine. Could actually get killed off. Down to 1 man, does hit retreat. Can he actually kill it? I don't think he's going to be able to. There is a MG bunker and the stolen AT gun on this right-hand side, setting up a very strong front, which unfortunately the conscripts have nothing to, that will help them deal with that. Flak Panzer going into the center of the map. Right now, the only upside for Arnab is that he currently has all 3 victory points, so he is triple capping American Eagle. Victory points 341 to 351, so very close right now, so it's anybody's game. I think the Flak Panzer hit an aid. I mean, not an aid, a mine. Oh no, that Flak Panzer is in deep shit. Well, if it was a mine, very nice mine placement there for Arnab. The Flak Panzer just ran into it, got heavy ending damage, and the AT gun just turns around and finishes off. So very nice pickup there for Arnab. There is a Panzer IV on the field now, however. That is still going to be a nuisance, but he has built himself an Su-85, which will be able to handle the deal with that Panzer IV. Especially because that is the downside of only getting assault grenadiers. You don't have Panzerfaust. At least, you know, the Ostrupens one had Faust, and you know, if you didn't build the grenadiers, you still have that option available. Not with assault grenadiers, so it is a risky strategy because, well, those Fausts are pretty critical in tank fights. I mean, on a one-on-one, Arnab would have to very heavily miss micro his Su-85 to lose against a Panzer IV. Maxim machine gun getting rushed by, again, 2 assault grenadiers. It is going to get cleared out. It's not even trying to retreat, apparently. Down to 1 man. He's just going to let it get it cleared out because he knows that there's not much he can do about it. The 1 man alive on this squad is still holding like a boss, though. He tries to get up and run away, but once he gets up, that's when the assault grenadiers get him, and there they go. They are forced off of the field because there's another Maxim machine gun on the field for Arnab. So he is down to 1 right now, but this one is again on his side of the map, which he can recover. There's also this one over here that is it? It's actually not in range of that bunker, so he could actually recover this one on the right-hand side. Combat engineers on the other side of the river capturing this point. Did they actually lay down a mine? I mean, there is this mine over here, but it already got detonated. Probably hit by the Flak Panzer, maybe? I don't know. Maybe even the half-track, I don't know. Well, anyways, combat engineers do capture this point and are forced off of the field by that Panzer IV. Pioneers following up are going to recapture that. We do have an AT gun, or did we? No, we did have an AT gun, but we do have the Su-85, so I guess that's fine. AT gun is currently coming onto the field down south. It's going to try to actually take out the bunker. Very nice move there by Arnab. That is an excellent choice. He's actually going to barrage it, I believe. He knows where it is. And down goes the barrage. It doesn't do a lot of damage, but it has been corrected to where it now shoots 6 rounds on its barrage. Before it was only shooting 3 due to an accidental change. Oh my god, that was an amazing shot. And apparently the gun was already damaged enough where it got killed off. So one shot by this stolen AT gun, and down goes the AT gun on the right hand side. That is unfortunate for Arnab. Shock troops are shocking a pioneer with a flamethrower, forcing him off of the field. And we now have 2 Panzer IVs on the field for American Eagle. Arnab rebuilding an AT gun since he lost that one down south. And he still has that one Su-85 that, if, again, managed properly, can still handle even 2 Panzer IVs, but it's, you know, a little bit more difficult. Shock troops getting harassed by those Panzer IVs, down to 3 men, but the Panzer IVs aren't the best against infantry. They do okay, but, you know, they are just, you know, a main battle tank, not a focused type of tank. Su-85 moving down to the bridge, trying to see if it can catch those Panzers, but the Panzer IVs do move back. A lot of fuel being spent and gotten by American Eagle. He has 2 fuel caches, which is giving him a very decent amount. Up north, we hear grenades going down by the assault grenadiers, but they are down to 2 men, and these are Vet 2 conscripts. Vet 2 conscripts, very tough to kill, and they actually managed to win the fight against those assault grenadiers. We actually don't even have medics or Molotov. That's a very interesting strategy, but, well, he only has 2 conscript squads, so I guess, you know, it's not that much of a needed investment to get Molotovs. Maxim machine gun does get recruit over here on the right hand side, but the AT gun is artillerying it. Needs to move out of the way and get reinforced if he wants to keep it on the field. More mines getting laid down by Arnab, very nice. He still has possession of 2 of the victory points, so he has now bled American Eagle down to 260 points. So very nice move there by Arnab. One of the reasons why I don't like this map, and maybe the reasons I don't see it played that much, but yeah, I mean, the fact that the victory points are all in the center make it so that it's weird. I mean, you can control the map and control the edges, but you're still bleeding victory points because they're all concentrated in there. Second AT gun, or well, not even second, probably what? 1, 2, 3, 4th, maybe? Or at least 3rd for Arnab. Barraging against the bunker, getting counter barraged by his stolen one. Has brought the bunker to about half health, but still not able to clear it off completely. The bunker itself, though, does have this arc of fire, so I think the AT gun outranges it. I'm not exactly sure, but might be able to just simply move up out to it and kill it off. Anyways, we hear an engagement in the center. We have combat engineers getting blown to bits by the 2 Panzer IVs. And we actually have a Flak Panzer as well for American Eagle, so a very nice armored company, or I don't know how you would call it, but armored front. And yeah, I mean, two Panzer IVs and a Flak Panzer, that's a very nice combination of armor. One Su-85 did take a beating. We didn't actually see how, but it is a little bit beat, probably by the Panzer IVs. But the second Su-85 is now on the field for Arnab, so that will allow him to actually push on this if he wanted to. There is a mine right here in the eyes, very nice position there by Arnab on setting up that mine. If a tank hits it, I think it's actually going to sink. The Flak Panzer is very near it, but oh, no, yeah, there he goes. Fantastic mine there by Arnab. Barely hits the mine right at the edge, and down goes the Flak Panzer. So very nice pickup there for Arnab. The Panzer IV is trying to flank both Su-85s. Unfortunately, both Su-85s are clumped up together. Should split them up, and he won't be able to circle strafe them. But yeah, there he finally starts backing up one. A little bit too late though. Destroys the engine on that one. Back it up. Come on. You don't want to just spin around. The Panzer IVs can simply just get behind the tank, and they can turn faster than your tank can turn. Well, that is what I was referring to, where the Su-85 will lose to a Panzer IV if handled improperly. And well, we can see it right here. 2 Su-85s clumped up together, not able to cover each other, get surprised by those Panzer IVs, and both Panzer IVs make it out of there alive. One heavily damaged, about 30% health left. Does get Vet 1 because of that, though. And yeah, this other one actually looks like it got the kills on the vehicles, so he's halfway there to Vet 1 as well. So now, Arnab is in a very tight spot. Fortunately for him, he got that lucky hit there on the Flak Panzer and managed to sink it, so he has one less thing to worry about. And he has finally broken through on the right-hand side, taking care of that bunker. The AT gun is still running away, being kept from him, and the Maxim machine gun is capturing that fuel. I mean, not fuel, the munitions, although it looks like it might be moving to the fuel now. Units-wise, American Eagle is down to 3 assault grenadiers. He has built a lot of them throughout the game and lost a few. 1 Pioneer and the stolen AT gun plus the 2 Panzers. And Arnab has himself 2 conscripts, 1 Maxim machine gun left, which again he has built a lot of them during the game, and another AT gun and a shock troop. There's another Maxim machine gun right here in the center. AT gun back here. And the shock troops over here. Also, he has yet to build the field infirmary, so troops aren't getting healed up, which might be hurting him, but it's hard to tell, I suppose. Conscripts down south getting pushed away by assault grenadiers. This was Vet 2 squad with 2 men left. Looks like they actually just left the base without getting reinforced. AT gun moving into the center, gonna take that victory point. Stop the bleed for Arnab. He's now down to 270, but has actually still managed to bring American Eagle down to 209. Up north, combat engineers going for the burning forest in the middle of a blizzard. I'm not exactly sure how that would work, but, well, it is a very nice phenomenon to see. Campfire being laid down by the combat engineers. Assault grenadiers are going to have none of that, and they just murder them in the ice. Down to 2 men. They do hit retreat. They're going to be able to run away, but do take some losses. Conscripts and a Maxim machine gun do run into the zone to set up and start doing some damage. This conscript squad did recover this Maxim machine gun from here, so Arnab is now again up to 2 Maxim machine guns. Are there any other Maxim machine guns laying down around the map? Assault grenadiers going against the shock troops. 1 shock troop goes down, 1 assault grenadier went down initially, and there goes the assault grenadiers. They are going to run. Grenade goes down by the shock troops, but it only ends up killing more of them than it does the grenadiers. So that's interesting. Conscripts not able to complete apparently the campfire. They decide to lay one of their own. No, they are going to complete the other one. So 2 more fires over here with the trees also on fire. Would be nice if these trees, if this happened, would actually provide enough heat. You know, they're burning pretty hot there. American Eagle in the meantime did get himself another Panzer IV. With 3 Panzer IVs, he now guarantees himself armor superiority. Arnab has built himself a Su-85, but considering the micro he had while having 2, it's difficult to expect much from this lonely Su-85 against 3 Panzer IVs. Panzer IVs going into the center of the map. They are getting the flank on an AT gun. The AT gun will probably get a shot off on both of these tanks. No, it actually only managed to get a shot off on the first one. Does turn around and will set up to shoot again at the same tank. There it goes. Very nice shot there. The Su-85 is not in range. There's nothing there to help it out. The AT gun is turning frantically, but now the Su-85 finally gets into the zone. It is back here, taking a shot at this Panzer IV. Can it actually finish it off? Main gun destroyed. Abandoned Panzer IV. This would actually be a very nice pickup for Arnab if he can recover it. We do see a Panzer IV over here crippled by apparently a mine at some point. Panzer IV still on the field, didn't get shot by its own Panzer IV. One thing that you should keep in mind and want to try to do if possible, and that is that if you lose a tank like that too close to the enemy base, try to recover it. We do see that something jumped into the tank for Arnab and has now recovered that Panzer IV. But American Eagle runs to the AT gun and picks that up and is now shooting the Su-85. The Panzer IV is going to try to move out of the way, but it is not capable of shooting. So it's probably going to get cleared out by the other Panzer IV, unless the Panzer IV tries to focus on the Su-85. The Su-85 is getting backed off. Oh my god, what was that? Okay, well, I'm not entirely sure what that was. Might have actually been even friendly fire. This thing got a vehicle destroyed. Well, maybe it did enough damage, but, well, we saw the Panzer IV and the Su-85 go up at the same time in a ball of flames, and then a ball of flame fell in the area, trying to clear out that AT gun, but unfortunately for Arnab, it didn't do the job. So this has not been going very well for Arnab. His only saving grace right now is he still has the victory point lead. But yeah, I mean, tank-wise, I mean, I suppose this one went a little bit better than he could have expected. He did clear out 2 Panzer IVs and lost his own Su-85 in the process. But I guess, I mean, 2 for 1 isn't that bad of a deal. And we now have American Eagle left with 1 Panzer IV that needs to get repaired, and he is building himself another one. Sturmtigerarnab still doesn't have enough for another Su-85, so he is going to have to do with AT guns. Now, one thing to keep in mind with AT guns, and well, the Soviets for the most part, is conscripts. Conscripts, remember that they have that merge ability. While it seems, I guess you could maybe say, stupid to reinforce a squad, run it into the field simply to merge with that squad and then have to retreat again just to get back into full strength, keep in mind that you can't actually retreat an AT gun. It has to walk all the way back. It takes a lot less time to retreat the conscripts and bring them back into the field. So while this is okay, you know, just keep in mind that you can always do that. Anyway, center of the map getting captured by those conscripts. We actually have a Vet 3 on those conscripts. It's pretty much the only veterancy in the game. There is a Vet 2 Panzer IV, which actually just got Vet 2. That is going to be a pain in the ass for Arnab. Those armored skirts are going to make it so that it stays on the field for a very, very long time, especially against an Su-85. Vet 3 conscripts about rushing forward, throwing an 18-8 on that Panzer IV, but the armor skirts just shrug it off, take a little bit of damage, but the engine is just fine. Center of the field, we have the Panzer IV also harassing another conscript squad. It is down to 1 man. If it's not retreated immediately, it is going to die. Very low in health, very lucky to be alive, manages to get out of there. AT gun moving up onto the road to set up. It is going to take a shot on that Panzer IV. No, it actually manages to get out of its range. It does back off straight into the range of the AT gun, so the AT gun is now going to fire on that Panzer IV. The conscripts at Vet 3 are taking a beating by that Panzer IV. They need to be very careful, otherwise they're going to lose it. Another shot by the AT gun does manage to get the tank down to about half health, but we now see a artillery strike right on top of that AT gun. AT gun doesn't move and is now going to get cleared out. Jesus Christ, look at that. AT gun itself did get destroyed, so all the men started to run away. All of them actually got killed by the German forces, and one of them manages to actually run away and is going to run through the ice. Or he'll probably fall into a broken slant of ice because he's a coward over there and be lost to mankind, but whatever. Anyways, shock troops on the field for Arnab going into the center, going to face off against a assault grenadier squad. It is 5-on-5, so it is a little bit more even. Grenade does go down right between the assault grenadiers. They spread out in a fan formation and managed to not take any damage from it. The shock troops are now outside of the watchtower. The watchtower doesn't provide that much as far as defense goes. It's only light cover. It's not the same as other buildings, but you know, at least all the units are able to fire at the same time, which makes them pretty strong. Su-85 on the field for Arnab, just taking position by his victory point. We have Panzer IV up north, Panzer IV down south in the base, very low in health. Excuse me. Sorry for that, I did have to sneeze. Hey, I made it half an hour without sneezing, so I think that's a win in my book, but... Okay, anyways, where were we? Something engaging. Shock troops and assault grenadiers engaging in the center of the map, or well, the center victory point, I guess you could call it. 3-on-3, basically. They are quite evenly matched, but assault grenades do go down on top of the shock troops. Shock troop grenade goes onto the assault grenadiers, but it looks like the assault grenades did win that bout, down to 2 men on the assault grenadiers. But both of them at Vet 2 managed to actually take quite a bit of hits and stay on the field. The shock troops will stay on the field and try to capture that point, putting the bleed again on American Eagle. So 177 to 177, it couldn't be any more closer. Or any closer, I guess it's how it's supposed to be said. Artillery barrage by the stolen AT gun, doing quite a number on Maxim machine gun. They got retaken. Needs to move out of there because I think they're a little bit too close to the ice. They could actually sink potentially. Nice hits there. Maxim machine gun retreating. Bet 3 conscripts chasing that AT gun can actually clear it out finally and take it back into his possession. This AT gun has been a pain in Arnab's ass. Doesn't actually reflect how much it's killed, but it's the same one, I think. Or is there another one? No, this one has been the pain in his ass. Jesus. So, Arnab not doing a very good job at handling his AT guns. He has gotten a lot of them decrewed, has to produce a lot of them, also has had a lot of them blown up, and well, overall not exactly what you want to see with AT guns, but again, it's kind of difficult to keep them alive against assault grenadiers because those just do so much damage so fast when they are all up in there. 3 Panzer IVs again on the field for American Eagle against the lone Su-85 for Arnab. Su-85 is over here in the north in a weird angle. Usually you would expect the armor to come in this direction, but it's facing up north. Conscripts capturing the victory point right outside of American Eagle's space. Assault Grenadiers going forward, trying to get them off of that point. They do manage to decap it and will retreat before getting shot down. One of them does get shot on the retreat and goes down. 2-man conscript squad capturing points. And we have Maxim machine guns all over the place. 1 Maxim machine gun does get put into the watchtower. Watchtower providing increased sight range. Not increased range in the weapons though, so can't actually fire to everything even though it sees it. We heard a shot somewhere. Weird. AT gun moving up into the ice for some reason. Assault Grenadiers right on top of it. They are getting shot at by that Maxim machine gun in the watchtower, getting suppressed. They will throw assault grenades at the Maxim machine gun in the house, not in the house, in the watchtower, and actually do manage to clear it out. That is the first, the first effective use of those grenades that I've seen. They are very volatile, very random. Sometimes they don't really do much damage because they spread out their damage so wide. All 3 Panzer IVs down south by that point that just got taken. Maxim machine gun capturing territory just to get it back in the hands of Arnab. And the center watchtower is now getting taken by Pioneers. There is nothing nearby to actually deal with them. There is an AT gun that is currently backing off with an Su-85 behind it for support. This is a nice position for the Su-85. It has this entire arc of fire here to cover. If you keep it back there, that is. If it keeps on going forward, you know, it just opens up a little bit more. Shock troops, conscripts, combat engineers, all getting reinforced back at base. Have a conscript squad which is fairly new. It only has 1 kill so far. Going into the field. And we still have 2 points in the possession of Arnab, even though he doesn't really have the stronger force. Can't help but feel that's a little bit of a mistake there by American Eagle. He should be pushing for the victory points a little bit harder, especially with his armor. But, well, Pioneers do manage to cap that point and stop the bleed, and we're now at 176 to 120 in the favor of Arnab. Watchtower getting captured by a Maxim machine gun. It's probably going to get garrisoned again by it as soon as they cap it. And we have a Pioneer squad going for the victory point, but they are going to run into a shock troop squad. They actually hit a mine while running there, down to 1 man, and they will get executed before they retreat. Yeah, a little bit too late of a reaction there by American Eagle, and down goes 1 Pioneer, so small victories there for Arnab. Shock troops going right on top of the Maxim machine gun. The Maxim machine gun is set up to shoot at the other assault grenadier. They are going to jump into the watchtowers just to be able to have a better position. But again, the watchtower doesn't provide that much as far as defense goes. And down goes the grenades. Look at that damage, and down goes another Maxim machine gun. Maxim machine gun itself has actually been lost now because it was taken out inside of a house. One of the few ways to actually lose a heavy weapon, or well, machine gun weapon that is. Shock troops going straight into the center, trying to avenge their fallen comrade. They do actually execute 1 of those assault grenadiers. Second one takes a nade to the face and is now retreating through those conscripts. Probably going to lose 2, maybe 1 more. Yeah, managed to make it alive at 1 man though. Panzer IVs now up to 4 Panzer IVs for our American Eagle. 2 Su-85s on the field for Arnab. They are a little bit far back, so they have a little bit of time to set up. The AT gun does take some shots to the lead Panzer IV, bringing it very low in health. And with the other Su-85s for support. Now, this is an excellent position for the Su-85s. They can't get circle strafed that easily, and they're doing a lot of damage at range. Don't target, just hit this one, right? Oh, he's trying to pick off that Panzer IV that is off range. The Vet 2 Panzer IV taking some very nasty hits, but since he is a boss, he manages to stay there. AT gun does turn around and get a nice shot on that Panzer IV, finishing it off. The other Panzer IV up north didn't really manage to accomplish much. It does have a damaged engine, and the Su-85 should be able to finish it off now. Panzer Grenadiers, or not Panzer Grenadiers, Assault Grenadiers on the field can't really do much against the Su-85s. They will execute a Combat Engineer squad, which is just running around, and then down it goes. Quite unfortunate. But that Panzer IV is now going to go down to the Su-85s. It has a damaged engine, and it has nowhere to run. It is caught behind enemy lines. Down goes the engine. One more shot should finish it off, and there, no, it actually misses. Take a nice shot, will you? There you go. Panzer IV finally goes down, so a very favorable engagement here for Arnab. Finishes off 3 Panzer IVs. He did lose his AT gun again, getting it decrewed, but that's not really an issue. He can simply recrew it with conscripts. And the only thing alive is the Vet 2 Panzer IV for American Eagle. So yeah, that veterancy paying off. I mean, it took some nasty shots to the rear and didn't even lose less than half health because of that. So it'll be interesting to see what the balance changes for the veterancy do later on for vehicles, because yes, there was a patch, but it didn't address anything of the veterancy. It was more of a rebalancing of weapon values and a couple things here like the cost of the assault grenadiers and such. So anyways, shock troops engaging against a vanilla assault grenadier squad. That assault grenadier squad is going to go down very fast. These are Vet 2 shock troops he's dealing with. Grenade goes right on top of them, and actually looks like it did a little bit more damage to the shock troops than it did to the assault grenadiers. And we now have an artillery barrage called in right on top of the shock troops. Arnab doesn't notice this. He's capturing the point, and it's going to fall right on top of them. They managed to actually dodge the first barrage. Second barrage fall in. Manages to dodge that just as well. And the third barrage just misses completely. So I'm not sure if American Eagle was targeting over here because he was expecting that the troops would move back, which is an okay, you know, thing to expect maybe, but didn't pan out. Panzer IV sees the shock troops running through the ice, but since there's a blizzard, he can't actually see them, and turns around trying to find them, but doesn't manage to see them through the heavy fog and snow. Down south, we see that a Maxim machine gun is getting engaged by, again, a MG bunker and the stolen AT gun that is just being so annoying. So goddamn annoying. Center of the map, we have American Eagle doing a desperate push into the center. He is currently triple capped and is now down to 16 points. So he's very desperate. I don't know why he's keeping Bull Squad here. He needs to go straight for the north, or straight for over this, because otherwise he's going to lose so fast. 11 points, 9 points. I don't think he's going to be able to do this. He has decapped this point, so it's bleeding down to 2. If he caps it, it's going to start to bleed into 1. But he's not going for any of the other points. It's what he needs to do. It doesn't matter if this AT gun is right there. He's now at 3 points. He's going to be down to 2. No, that's it. Yeah, that was a mistake, American Eagle, and he's going to lose the game because of that. But all in all, very nice job. I mean, it is interesting to see assault grenadiers being implemented again into the game, pretty much. I mean, they were there all the time, but, you know, people weren't using them because of the munitions cost, which was kind of ridiculous. But whatever. So yeah, it's quite an interesting view of it. Very nice approach by Arnab. The Maxim machine guns were quite interesting. Of course, he did go for them off the bat, so I'm not sure if he was expecting assault grenadiers or he was just trying, you know, something. But yeah, I mean, they worked out okay. I wouldn't go for so many of them, but definitely get some of them because they can shut down assault grenadiers quite handily. But well, anyways, that's pretty much the game. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you have any positive or negative remarks, go ahead and leave them in the comment section below. If you have any replays you want to send me, go ahead and send them to the email that I will put in the description below. But otherwise, I hope you guys have a great day. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you next time.